Hello, Dave here. Welcome to my place. I'm just back from the 2019 Harley-Davidson Softail Tour, which was held down at the Norwell Motoplex, halfway between Brisbane and the Gold Coast. It was an opportunity to ride a whole heap of different Softail models around the circuit in controlled circumstances. Here's a look at some of the video and some impressions on the bikes I rode.
So thanks everyone for being here. My name's Marcus Wilson. I'm from Harley-Davidson Motor Company based in Sydney. I'm surprised that you are all here in this weather. Hopefully that's going to happen going forward for the rest of the day. We've got 80 people each day over the 2 days. So we'll do 10 groups of 8 people. You get to do 4 laps on the track and swap out 5 bikes. Motorcycle masters are going to go through all your safety stuff out there. But yeah, so just you'll be staying in the same line that Rob rides in. Okay, he'll go over that a little bit more thorough. So have a good time. If you're not happy with anything, just come back in. And I just need to make special mention of our special guest here today, Brisbane's #1 motorcycle media man, Dave Cull. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name's Rob, this is Andy. We've got John over here. We're going to be the, obviously, you can see where the flag ones. So look at my line. The main thing is we're going to focus on missing the puddles, if there's any puddles out there while we're out there, and picking a nice smooth line coming through. It is a race circuit, but we're not out there to race. It's just a good idea to get it's about getting a feel for the bikes. I think that's it. Go.
Right, we'll be going out this way, guys. You'll get breakfast on the way out and head around this
Oh, professional, plenty of practice.
The first bike I made a beeline for was the Fat Bob. I've previously spent time aboard Morgan & Wacker Brisbane's demo unit, but apart from a few squirts on the freeway on-ramp, I never really got to explore its capabilities. The Motoplex presented a better opportunity, albeit within the bounds of a marshalled ride on wet tarmac. The track did dry out as the day progressed, but it was still quite damp in places for my first run. But even so, the thing that struck me most about the Fat Bob is its free-revving 114 cube engine. Some of that is no doubt down to the big twin exhaust system and the sports air filter, but the latest incarnation of the 114 pulls stronger, smoother and longer than last year's. In some ways it reminds me of my old Buell, the way you can just leave it in third gear, spool it up and hammer it in and out of the corners. The ground clearance is good and its handling crisp and precise, and the ergos are well matched to its manners. I found it comfortable and easy to manhandle through the tighter bends. It's a well-rounded and rewarding bike. Next up was the Sports Glide. I've had several runs on demo units with varying stages of hopping up, stages 1 through 4. The thing I like most about this bike is how well it performs overall and its real versatility. For a machine that will put in good service as a touring bike, its road manners, handling and its very planted and stable feel on the road make it one of my favourite ever Harleys. Cornering clearance is good, comfort, even for a big guy, is excellent, and it's a real pleasure to be aboard. Next on my list was the FXDR. This is the 4th different example I've ridden, and all have had varying degrees of performance upgrade. This session was more about having fun than any real learning curve, but even in stock running order, this is still a surprising machine. How a bike with a 240 section rear and 120 front handles as well as the FXDR does still somewhat baffles me. It goes against 18 years of testing bikes for magazines worth of experience. It tips in as normally as a 190 section on a sports tourer. There's no resistance, there's no obvious tracking issues. This example had its adjustable handlebars pulled well back, which gave me a sort of hunched over the bars riding position, and as such I really enjoyed manhandling it around the course. The induction noise from that big snorkel air cleaner adds a certain validation to screwing on the throttle on exit. It's probably the most controversial bike I've written about in the last 10 years, but I think a lot of the online hate would be mitigated by a ride like today's. It's got that similarly pleasing 114 cube of the Fat Bob, and it chucks around great, and it really is a good fun package with excellent overall performance for a Softail. I think back to some of those first Softails I rode all those years ago, and it's hard to imagine that they share the name. For a change, on my last shift, I went and sat on a beautiful looking Softail Deluxe that nobody had ridden for the first sessions, and it proved to be the most surprising of the 4 bikes I rode. I've been on several Deluxes over the last 7 years, and the latest model offers a significant and very noticeable improvement in performance, handling, braking, smoothness and responsiveness over those previous models that is quite remarkable. And it comes without compromising the heritage look of the machine. Even the modern LED lighting seems at ease with the classic lines of the bike. At the start of the day, if I was asked which of the 4 bikes that I would enjoy riding the most, I would not have thought that I would nominate the only one with footboards, which I did scrape a bit, but I really did enjoy this bike a lot. Its road manners are relaxed and comfortable, but wicking it up on exits proved enjoyable, and the 107 cube motor revs freely and willingly. There's a lot more to this one than its chrome clothing. I'd say well done to Harley for the organisation of the event. It wasn't like I imagined it was going to be when I got the invitation to ride new Softails around the Motoplex. I admit I was thinking it would be something more like a traditional track day, and to that end, hardcore track at 100% enthusiasts would probably be frustrated by the marshalled, single-file nature of the event. But as an exercise to give riders a chance to experience the diverse range of machines that now sit under the Softail banner, and to wick them up and push them a bit without fear of flashing blue and reds, it was pretty well done. And for those that aren't comfortable with that track environment, similar marshalled events on road are also being mooted.